Imagine a city, buried deep underground. Not just a cave, but a city with houses, churches, even schools. This city is called Derinkuyu, a mystery that baffles the world. Who built it? And for what purpose? Even more surprising, this city still feels alive today. Are there secrets still hidden beneath our feet? Get ready, we're about to explore a dark, mysterious tunnel. And maybe, we'll find something we're not supposed to see. This is the story of an ancient city that still beats. In 1963, a small house in Nevşehir province, Turkey, was being renovated. The homeowner began to knock down his kitchen wall, unsure of what he would find. Suddenly, his hammer struck a different stone, thinner and hollow. In an instant, the wall collapsed, and a dark passageway opened before him. The passageway was narrow, cold, and felt like a doorway to another world. The homeowner, curious, grabbed a flashlight and went deeper. With each step, the air grew stale, and the sound of wind echoed through the stone walls. Until finally, he discovered a large, hidden underground chamber. Behind that chamber, there was another passage, and another, seemingly endless. He immediately called his neighbors. They were all shocked, never having imagined something like this could exist beneath their house. Soon, news of this reached the ears of the archaeologists. The research team arrived, bringing equipment to explore the secret. What they found was bigger than they imagined. Underneath the ground lay a city, yes, a complete city. A city with passages stretching for 8 kilometers, with 18 stories down. Its total depth? More than 85 meters, almost the size of a 25-story building. Inside, there were houses, prayer rooms, schools, warehouses, and even livestock. Imagine, a city that could house 20,000 people living underground. But how did they survive without sunlight? Archaeologists found evidence of water wells, kitchens, and even an air ventilation system. The system was so sophisticated, it still works today. The deeper they explored, the greater the mystery. Who built this city? And for what? Was this a fortress to defend against enemies? Or a refuge from a great disaster? There are no clear historical records, it's as if this city wants to be forgotten. Yet, traces of life can still be felt in every stone wall. And most surprising of all, some passageways remain unexplored to this day. This city is like an unsolved puzzle. And the more we dig, the more secrets are revealed. But one thing is certain, this discovery is just the beginning. Derinkuyu is more than just a cave, it's a masterpiece of ancient architecture. Imagine, a city capable of housing tens of thousands of people, built underground with a perfect system. Archaeologists discovered more than 600 entrances, scattered throughout the residents' homes. The passageways are interconnected, creating a complex underground network. Even more surprising, it has a sophisticated ventilation system. More than 50 air wells were discovered, maintaining oxygen flow to the deepest levels. The air at a depth of 85 meters remains fresh, something that is difficult to achieve even with modern technology. At some points, giant disc-shaped stone doors were discovered. Each door weighs up to 500 kilograms, and can only be opened from the inside. This suggests that this city was built for defense, or to confine something. The doors can close tightly, making the city completely hidden. There was even a security system in the form of narrow passages that forced the enemy in one by one. Special rooms were also discovered, such as prisons, armories, and food storage areas. But what amazed scientists was the construction technique. How did they excavate the hard volcanic rock, without modern tools? There were no wheel marks, no traces of machinery, just smooth cuts in the walls. Did they use metal tools? Or some lost technology? Some experts believe it took hundreds of years to build this city. But another theory says it's the work of a lost, advanced civilization. Some attribute it to the Hittites, others to Persian influence. But there's a more extreme theory. Some believe this city was built with the help of extraterrestrials. Why? Because its precision and complexity are almost impossible for ancient times. And the fact that the city is buried deep underground adds to the mystery. Were they fleeing from something that came from the sky? Many researchers reject this theory, but cannot provide a definitive answer. All the evidence points to one thing: this city is not just an ordinary dwelling. Derinkuyu was built for a special purpose, one that remains a mystery to this day. And the more we learn, the more we feel this is more than just the work of mere humans. The question now, what was this city built for? After studying the structure of Derinkuyu, scientists are trying to answer one big question. What was this city built for? Some believe it was a refuge from enemy attacks. This theory makes sense, as the city has giant stone doors that can only be closed from the inside. The narrow passages make it difficult for enemies to enter quickly. But, was protection from war enough to build a city this deep? Some experts believe this city also protects its inhabitants from natural disasters. Earthquakes, volcanic eruptions? Or, something bigger? There are theories linking this city to the ancient Ice Age. If true, this means the city is much older than we thought. Some researchers even put the figure at 10,000 years BC. This theory has sparked great controversy among archaeologists. Because if it's true, it means ancient civilizations already possessed extraordinary technology. But there's also another theory, a more sinister one. That this city wasn't just for defense, but for hiding. Various ancient records mention creatures from the heavens coming to Earth. Was Derinkuyu built to protect humanity from extraterrestrial threats? There's no concrete evidence, but these inner tunnels give the impression of a global refugee city. There's also a possibility this city was used for certain rituals. Because in some rooms, strange symbols have been found that haven't been deciphered. A hidden world that connects all of Cappadocia. Is this some ancient civilization's grand plan to survive global destruction? There's no definitive answer, but all signs point to something very important. Derinkuyu's true purpose may surprise us all. And to this day, no one knows who first set foot in these passages. This city holds secrets far darker than we could have imagined. The deeper the researchers delve into Derinkuyu, the more mysteries they discover. There are dead-end passages, but the walls feel strange, like they hold secret chambers. Some rooms aren't even on official maps. Archaeologists believe there are still unexplored areas. The sounds were like whispers, coming from a dark, unlit passageway. Some also said they heard the sound of a stone door sliding open by itself. But when they checked, no one was there. This story made some of the team reluctant to continue the excavation. In fact, some areas are now closed to the public. Why? Because there are very narrow passages that, if entered, no signal or communication. Even more frightening, there have been reports of people going missing in this labyrinth. To this day, they have never been found. Does that passage lead to another city? Or to something we shouldn't know about? Some rooms also bear signs of ancient rituals. Strange symbols are carved into the walls, their shapes not resembling any alphabet. There are also traces of an altar, as if it were a place of sacrifice. Does this city have a dark side that history hasn't recorded? Locals believe there's a cursed part of Derinkuyu. They call it Hell's Gate, a passageway that must never be opened. Because it's said that strange sounds come from there. Some early archaeologists refuse to even approach it. To this day, the door remains closed, sealed with a large stone. And no one knows what lies beyond. Is it just a dead end, or a chamber holding ancient secrets? One thing is certain, the deeper we go, the darker the mystery. And perhaps, there is something that should have remained hidden. Derinkuyu is not just a city, it is a labyrinth that swallows the secrets of civilization. And that secret remains buried to this day. Derinkuyu is more than just an underground city, it's an unsolved scientific puzzle. How could this 85-meter deep city have survived for thousands of years without collapsing? Archaeologists discovered that the walls are made of volcanic tuff. This stone is hard, yet light, perfect for digging, yet sturdy. Derinkuyu's ventilation system is so complex that even modern technology would struggle to replicate it. Experts estimate there are 52 air wells, all connected to each other. They even have a clean water line connected to the spring. And surprisingly, the water line never comes into contact with the surface. This means, the water remains safe, even if the enemy poisons the water source above. This fact shows that the city's builders were well versed in survival strategies. But the biggest mystery isn't just its technology, but its age. Archaeological tests suggest that this city may be thousands of years old, long before recorded human history. Some researchers suspect Derinkuyu may have been built more than 10,000 years ago. If true, it predates the Egyptian and Sumerian civilizations. And this is what baffles scientists, because there is no evidence of the technology to build it at that time. Furthermore, mysterious artifacts were discovered within this city. Some of them are metal tools that don't match the era in which it was supposedly built. These symbols are similar to those found at other megalithic sites around the world. Is this a clue to an ancient, interconnected global civilization? This theory has led some researchers to believe that we don't yet know the full extent of human history. Some also link it to legends of great disasters, like the Great Flood in mythology. If true, perhaps Derinkuyu was built to protect humanity from the destruction of the world. But so far, there is not enough evidence to answer all the questions. One thing is clear, the more we learn, the greater the mystery. Science cannot yet explain everything. And perhaps, the answers lie in places we have never explored. in the dark depths that still hold secrets. Today, Derinkuyu is a famous tourist attraction in Turkey. Every year, thousands of people descend into its dark alleys. They are amazed by the magnificence of this ancient architecture. However, there is something invisible to the eye. Some visitors claim to sense a strange aura in the depths. It's like someone is watching, in the darkness. There are also stories of footsteps, even though no one is there. Because some people have disappeared, only to be found hours later in a daze. They don't remember anything, as if time has stopped. Or something more mystical. Some researchers believe Derinkuyu is part of a network of underground cities connected to the Earth's energy points. Is this a coincidence, or was it deliberately designed? And if there really is a network of other underground cities, how much of the world is there that we haven't seen? Is there still hidden life deep in the earth that we don't know about? Or maybe, we've only scratched the surface. One thing is for sure, Derinkuyu still holds unsolved secrets. And maybe, some of those secrets are best left buried. Do you believe this city is just an ancient relic, or is there something darker? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more mysteries.